Harisarvottama, Vaijivottama. Today in this session, I'm going to talk about what we should understand yoga is all about, why we have to learn yoga, why we have to practice yoga, and why yoga can solve most of our problems. You may be suffering by sitting in front of computer with your shoulder pain. You may be having a mental stress. You may feel that your body has become day by week, day by day, or you feel that there are a lot of pains in your body in different areas at different point of time. So most of these problems can be solved using yoga, but unless we know how, we may not be able to practice or learn yoga in a proper way. I am not a yoga practitioner, but I am an analyzer. I do deep study of things, and I take a lot of references, and then I try to share my knowledge. So in this video, I'm not going to teach you about which yoga is good, how to do yoga, whether we should do ourselves or whether we should do with the guidance of guru. So none of these things I'm going to explain, but rather I'm going to give you very important concept. What is yoga all about? Why everyone need to practice yoga? That's the whole point. So there is a sloka called as yoga chitta vritti nirodha. So if you understand this particular sentence, what it is saying is yoga, and then there is a chitta vritti nirodha. Some of the words we know. Yoga means we know yoga. We correlate it with physical things that we do, but there are different types of yogas. And then chitta, we know that it's our mind or our manas or the way how we think. Then nirodha means it will stop or it will try to protect or it will try to avoid. These are various meanings of the word nirodha. Then important thing, the word that is in this sentence is vritti. What do you mean by vritti? It's very important word, and that is the whole essence of this particular video. So let's understand what do you mean by vritti. So the word vritti means it's a clutter that gets generated in the mind, which confuses your mind. Take an example. There is a calm water surface, and you can see that the water is really calm, and you can even see sunlight or even moon into that water. But what happens if you throw a stone? The water state gets disturbed and it starts preparing the waves. Unless all the waves are settled, you can't be able to see anything in that, and it loses its calm state. So similarly, the mind is main thing that controls entire our body. The mind triggers generation of various chemicals, and those chemicals will reach to various body to activate them or to perform what really you intend to do. If you want to talk, it's the mind which initiates and then supplies all required chemicals to your mouth and your body so that along with the body language you try to speak. So if this mind itself is disturbed, or if it is cluttered, or it has a lot of waves generated and loses its calmness, it is in a confused state. We can call it as a confused state, or it's not in a calm state. So now you can imagine how mind would generate the chemicals and make different parts of the body to function. Hope you understood this basics. This is very strong point, and this is very strong reference that I am giving, based on which the explanation goes further. Now let's take an example. You are a computer worker or you are an IT engineer. Often you find that you get a shoulder pain, or you get a hand pain, or you get a hand numbness, and then that becomes a big disease. Why it happens? Naturally, if you leave your body, it knows how to set the mind calmness, which will make proper posture of your body and proper function of all the parts of the body like muscles get relaxed, they get compressed, they get relaxed, they get compressed. So they are activated very frequently. But the moment you start working in front of your computer on a regular basis, the mind starts getting disturbed or it loses its calmness. How mind will think now? The mind will think that when you are focused on your work, you don't need any of those relaxation and compression of your muscles in the shoulder, and you don't need any activation of different muscles of the body, and it only activates or supplies chemicals to only your mind, eyes, and some of these parts. So with that, what happens? The less operated part of the body gets damaged very soon. So your shoulder will start getting less triggers from your mind, and hence it will start become freezing. For example, you have a vermicelli or you have a noodles and you keep it in sunlight for a few hours. What happens? It will become very brittle and stick to each other. Every noodle pieces stick to each other and then starts becoming brittle. The moment you try to apply some force on it or at least try to twist, it will break. But when it is fresh, when it is warm, and when it is in a liquid form, it is not going to break easily, right? So similarly, your muscles and nerves, everything will become hard. They will become dry and they will become less activated, and then they become brittle. Hence, even if you lift your hands, you start seeing some sound, and you start seeing pain associated with that because all these muscles are going to pull starting points of the neck. So hence you will start getting neck pain, you will get migraine, you get shoulder pain, you get hand numbness, all these problems. And now you correlate same issue with your stomach, your digestion system, your breathing, and your ability to walk, your ability to be a strong man in the day. So these all depends the way how the chemical is being supplied from your mind to various parts of the body. So when the mind gets confused, it loses its calmness, it malfunctions. That is the whole essence. And this is called as vritti. And if you are doing yoga, this vritti will be removed or reduced. Your mind still keeps an eye on your shoulder, its activation, even though you don't use it, even though you don't need during your computer programming or when you are staring at your monitor or computers or you are watching mobile or you are watching TV. Still, mind has its calmness, its attention and focus on each and every part of the body, and it keeps them activated and stimulated. Thus, even though you are working in front of computer, even though you are watching mobile for a longer period of time, you don't get neck pain, you don't get shoulder pain. You cannot say that 100% you don't get, but it gets reduced because your mind, the source of all the activation, is calm and it is doing all the functions according to it's a most natural way. And hence, yoga becomes most important for everyone, whether it's a young, old, or kid. Today, we see lots of cases where kids are killing their parents, kids are killing their friends because someone said, don't play the game, don't play PUBG, don't watch video. Why? What happened? They love their parents, they love their friends, but why they are killing? It's because their mind has lost its calmness. It doesn't know that how to behave in its own normal way. It has become abnormal. So, friends, doing yoga is very, very important, and our honorable Prime Minister has made Yoga Day as an international momentum. If we don't learn out of this momentum, in the future, we'll not be having a very healthy body. And Sharira Madhyam Khalu Dharma Sadhanam. If this body itself is not good, we'll not be able to do any dharma. So, hence, it becomes utmost important for all madhvas, whether you are Pandit, whether you are ongoing like managing both dharmic and also your laukik functions, and you are a businessman or whoever it is, the yoga becomes most important. So hence, my recommendation through this video is that you start yoga today itself or now itself, and make it as a practice in your family, and be a healthy, and then stay in the path of Madhva Siddhanta and Madhva Dharma. And as there are many types of yoga, karma yoga and jnana yoga, bhakti yoga, so one is complement to another one. The jnana yoga will give you bhakti yoga. The most important blessings that we get from God after doing yatra, patha, pravachana, anything is bhakti. And through bhakti only we get mukti, right? So all these are like steps towards that. If you leave your yoga, you need to do a long jump to get there, right? So hence, once again, I recommend everyone doing yoga, and I feel that this video is most helpful to you. And thanks again. Naham karta, hari sarvottama, vai jivottama.